And we are following breaking news out of baseball this afternoon where the Rays are locking up one of their young stars to a long-term deal. We're talking about shortstop Wander Franco has agreed to a 12-year deal with the Rays that will pay him up to $225 million. That deal includes guaranteed money worth about $185 million, and that is the latest from our baseball insider Jim Bowden. Franco, who will be just 21 years old on opening day, still oh so young. He was the number one prospect in all of baseball for the past 2 years. He hit .288 with 7 homers, 39 RBIs. After he was called up to the big leagues in June there, you see his record there over the past season. Again, just one season so far in the big leagues there. 43-game on-base streak, third in the American League Rookie of the Year voting. Let's welcome in our MLB insider, Jim Bowden, here confirming this news for us. Just your initial reaction to it, Jim.
Well, this is great news for Major League Baseball, that one of the smallest markets in the game can go out and keep their star player. And Wander Franco is one of the best prospects, best rookies in this sport. There's no doubt about that. When we grade the hit tool, he gets an 80 out of 80, and you just don't give that to a hitter unless it's a player like Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. So Wander is that good, and normally with the Tampa Bay Rays, they can keep their star players for 4 years or 5 years, and then they have to trade them. So this is a big day in Tampa Bay Ray history. It's a big day in Major League Baseball. This is the biggest contract ever given to a player with Wander Franco's service time, by far. Before this, Ronald Acuna of the Atlanta Braves signed an 8-year, $100 million deal. And as you mentioned, this deal is 12 years, guaranteeing him $185 million, but it has a maximum where he can go to $233 million. And believe it or not, this is a deal that will work out for the club more than the player. The player probably left $100 million or more on the table, but when you're 20 years old and someone comes and guarantees you $185 million, in this day and age, it's really hard to say no. So the way I view it, great day for Wander Franco and his family and his grandchildren and his great-great-grandchildren, and certainly for the Tampa Bay Rays, a very special day that they will never forget.
Jim, take us into the front office when making a decision like this. I mean, because 20 years old, so young, I mean, such a good player so far, but 12 years, $225 million. I mean, how often do we see these things pan out over that long of time with a player of this caliber?
That's a great point, but I think one of the keys to this is it takes him to age 32. A lot of the long-term contracts in baseball that didn't pan out, the contracts like Albert Pujols, Miguel Cabrera, Robinson Cano, Joey Votto, all of those deals took the players to age 40. This only takes it to 32. This is going to allow Wander to go get another contract while he's still in his prime years. So I think that's the way to look at it. You know, when you saw the long-term deal that the Braves did with Freddie Freeman, that worked out well and ended in a world championship this past offseason. And that's the same kind of philosophy the Rays are using with this deal. They get him for his entire prime years of his career. Obviously, they're betting on the player. But when you have a hit tool to the degree that he does, that's the guy you bet on. And remember this, Fernando Tatis Jr., after the Padres waited a couple years, they signed him to a 14-year deal worth $340 million. $340 million. So when you look at Franco's deal compared to the one that Tatis signed, quite frankly, it's a bargain. And if Franco lives up to what we all think he's going to do, when he gets to his free agent years, he's going to be worth between $40 and $45 million a year at that point. And this contract also buys out 7 years of free agency. 7 years. So he'll get to spend his entire career, at least till age 32, as a Tampa Bay Ray.
Over the past 3 seasons, the Rays have won more games than any other team in the American League. Of course, they made it to the World Series, lost in 2020. This past season, they lost to the Red Sox in the ALDS. What do you make of this team moving into this next season there? And can they finally have hopes of getting that ring? I mean, they've been so close, Jim.
Yeah, look, I think on paper they're the best team in the American League. I mean that. As good as the teams like the White Sox are, as good as Houston is, I think Tampa Bay is the best team. You know, the question for them is going to be, are they going to get enough starting pitching? Can Tyler Glasnow come back from the Tommy John surgery? Can all of their good young arms like Sean Baz live up to the expectations that we all have for him? But when you look at just strictly the talent, They've got the pitching. They've got 12 guys that could throw 97 to 100 with breaking balls. They've got athletes. They've got defense. They've got speed. They've got power. They've got the game's best manager in Kevin Cash. All the elements are there for Tampa Bay, no doubt about that. So they're in a good position. This offseason, they're looking to add a veteran starter to go with their young pitching. I think that would really help them. I think they really missed Charlie Morton last year, who ended up leaving as a free agent, went to the Braves and helped them win a world championship. They need a pitcher like that, I think, this offseason. But there is no doubt how good this baseball team is.
Jim, thanks so much. We appreciate it there. Again, Wander Franco. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving there, agreeing to a 12-year deal with the Rays there, taking a look at the odds to win the World Series. Of course, the Dodgers at the very top, followed by the Astros. The Rays, you can get some good value on them right now. And you heard Jim say, best team heading into the next season, according to him, and the American League, 14-1 odds right now to win the World Series. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.